Everybody know my son King. He's a passionate young man.
He's very passionate.
Yeah, and he has some tumultuous times. But the Lord ain't through with him yet.
That's right.
I mean, yeah, and he get better every day and learn from his mistakes the same way any.
The turmoil surrounding the Harris family appears to have taken an unexpected turn. Ty, the self-declared king of the South, is making headlines once more, but this time it has nothing to do with his music or business dealings. This time the focus is on his son King Harris, and I must state that the internet is ablaze with accusations that have everyone talking. The rumors are even partially accurate. It appears that T.I. may be thinking about severing connections with King due to some leaked images showing social media users in a chokehold. Could this be the turning moment for T.I.? Or is there a more complex tale behind the turmoil roiling the Harris home? Let's talk about it. Unravel everything that is happening. Now let's take a quick look at King Harris, the young man who is surrounded by a lot of controversy. To begin, King Harris became a father. He received a kid with his girlfriend Big. Drama seems to follow King everywhere he goes, and the internet is no exception in this case. Nana is much older than him, and as you may have suspected, their relationship is anything but picture perfect. It's ablaze with new rumors, and let's just say that they put everyone on edge. This time there's a leaked recording that purports to show King Harris in some really compromising circumstances. The problem is that, according to some, the tape implies King might be playing for the opposing team. This is where things get really ugly, but wait, some sources are even claiming that the entire pregnancy. Let's face it, King and Big Nana's relationship has been generating questions from the beginning, especially given that the scenario with Big Nana may have been a well-planned cover-up to conceal his genuine preferences from representatives. Substantial age difference, and now that these new claims are coming to light, people are beginning to doubt everything they believe to be true about this couple. When T.I. first revealed that the King would become a father, fans couldn't help but notice. Instead of the typical pleasure and enthusiasm you'd anticipate from a new grandfather, T.I.'s response, or lack thereof, seemed aloof, possibly even disappointed. Some people are now questioning whether T.I. knew something that the rest of us didn't ingest. As if this family drama couldn't get any more difficult, here's another twist. In addition to the rumors circulating about King's personal life, there's a growing trend of people wondering if King is indeed the biological father of Big Nana's child. That's correct. There is conjecture that King's son's paternity may not be as clear-cut as it appears. This whole dramatizing episode began when TikTok went viral with a video that claimed. According to the video, T was incensed at the findings of a purported paternity test that suggested the monarch might not be the biological father of Big Nana's child. If that wasn't enough, word got out that T wasn't just angry, he was. He appears to be struggling with King's life choices and the fallout from these explosive paternity rumors, which has angered him. However, just when it looked like things couldn't get much messier, Tiny Harris King's mother intervened to put a stop to it. On fire in traditional small fashion, she attacked the rumors on social media by calling them clickbait and telling people not to believe it while sharing a happy family photo of her baby grandson. As if the scenario wasn't dramatic enough, King's older sister Z Pullins chose to add her own bit of commentary, even as Tiny even implied that she's prepared to take action against individuals spreading what she terms outright lies. Despite the family's united front, supporters are still doubtful, so let's face it. There are a lot of rumors online. Sass said in a mocking tweet, "What street does this word come off of, Chyla?" The timing of everything seems a bit too coincidental when you consider that the paternity rumors, the leaked photos, and the rumors about King's purported hidden lifestyle are all making headlines. Where there's smoke, there's usually fire, right? However, a lot of fans aren't buying it, and some are now claiming that T.I. and Tiny's recent efforts to put an end to the circulating rumors may not have been as much about correcting the record as they were about. The Harris family was rushing to get ahead of the story before it got out of control. Could they have predicted that these tapes and accusations would eventually come to light? It had more to do with preserving King's name. Out of control, fans are beginning to seriously scrutinize this entire scenario because of the leaked images, the paternity whispers, and the shocking information regarding King's relationship with Big Nana. Some are speculating that King's relationship and even his abrupt decision to become a father may have been a well-planned diversion designed to draw attention away from his actual preferences. I wonder if King's family was aware of the leaked tapes and nasty charges long before the public was, and if so, were they actively working to correct them? Let's face it, when situations like these start to spread, they tend to get worse. It gets even juicier since this isn't the first time someone has made fun of him behind the scenes to protect him from the inevitable fallout, or were they just crossing their fingers and hoping the storm would pass? The Harris family recalls Kodak Black's dramatic spat with T.I. in 2019. At the time, Kodak didn't just target T.I. He also made some outrageous remarks that, when viewed in retrospect, were the first signs of the turmoil we're witnessing right now. But Kodak Black went too far when he threw homophobic epithets at T-Sun's comment during a live Instagram session in one. Kodak made a particularly scathing remark: "You should have made one of your little epis write a rap." At the time, most people wrote it off as his usual trolling antics, but given the current King Harris issue, those remarks are beginning to seem uncannily prescient, as if Kodak knew something that the rest of us didn't. Were Kodak's remarks more than careless taunts, or could they have been a subliminal hint at what was about to happen? Behind the scenes, when Kodak targeted T.I. in the past, he specifically called out Ty's boys, which Focus brings up as a crucial topic. He didn't just dispute his rap abilities or make jabs at tiny person whom he bluntly dubbed Piggy. With King Harris making headlines due to rumors about his personal life and those leaked tapes, Kodak's previous remarks look less impulsive and more deliberate. Was he hinting at a larger scandal, or was he just acting like his normal crazy self? It's almost like he had insider knowledge but was unable or unwilling to reveal it. The timing of everything adds even more mystery. Think about how Kodak's spat with Ty erupted after Kodak made contentious remarks. Regarding Lauren London, soon after Nipsey Hussle's untimely death, Tweet lost no time in scolding Kodak and demanded that he promptly retract his remarks. At that point, Kodak launched an onslaught, personally attacking T.I. Tiny and even then. The shocking thing is that Kodak stated all of this back in 2019, years before any of the current rumors about King Harris surfaced. With these new revelations about King Harris, Kodak's earlier jabs no longer seem like frivolous trolling. Started creating waves. If Kodak had any inside information at the time, could he have been giving away clues that the family secrets may eventually come to light? Or was it all concealed in plain sight? Looking back, it appears Kodak's. He openly humiliated King Harris by making insinuations that at the time appeared to be reckless trolling, but his fiery statements weren't just random insults. It could have been a warning that went unnoticed. However, Kodak's remarks are beginning to feel a bit too personal in light of the leaked images, rumors about King's private life, and suspicions about paternity problems. It's not just what Kodak said though. It's also how the Harris family handled it, or perhaps didn't handle it, but Ty responded with a diss track directed at Kodak. Notably though, he didn't directly address the insults directed at his sons, leaving fans to wonder if T.I. was avoiding a larger spotlight. Highlighting the allegations, is it possible that Kodak Messi, as always, was implying something that the Harris family fervently wished to conceal? If so, why didn't anyone take those remarks more seriously at the time? When we fast forward to now, the timeline is nearly too much to ignore. Kodak's 2019 comments, the leaked images, and the rumors in 2024. The drama of Kodak and T.I.'s spat was so captivating that people completely overlooked the bigger picture. It's becoming painfully obvious that the Harris family is in damage management mode as they attempt to depict a family battling with layers of unresolved issues, whirling secrets, and unrelenting public scrutiny, but let's be honest. King Harris appears to be living every child's dream life, but how did we all miss the signs? The internet has a long memory, and skeletons in the closet have a way of clawing their way out. Surrounded by wealth, celebrity, and an apparently loving family, but in a recent and startlingly honest revelation, King revealed that the meticulously manicured picture of his life isn't always what it seems. Fans were captivated by Tiny the Family Hustle on VH1's T.I., and he revealed a shocking revelation that is causing people to reconsider everything they believe to be true about his background. The glitzy picture of his youth couldn't have been more inaccurate. It turns out that he didn't even grow up in the opulent estate that people thought was his home. Instead, King disclosed that he spent the majority of his formative years living. King revealed that the family only got together at the mansion with his grandmother while the cameras were running, creating the appearance of unity and a picture-perfect childhood. They came to pick him up from his grandmother's place for the filming. And as soon as the camera stopped running, I would immediately return. Can you conceive that viewers who believed they had been allowed into the real life of the Harris family were instead being fed a Hollywood fantasy? King revealed that, turned the story around entirely in an interview, revealing something that alters our perception of his life to date. The reality King didn't always have his renowned parents around to provide guidance. Growing up with his grandmother and the lack of a reliable father figure, such as Ty, his daily life is bringing his story to life in a completely other way, living with his grandmother means that King didn't have T.I.'s direct presence or influence for a large portion of his formative years, which feels particularly important now when there are so many rumors and problems surrounding him, and he doesn't have a solid hand guiding him. It's simple to picture that King found it difficult to deal with really private issues, such as rumors about his preferences or even determining who he was in the shadow of his father's imposing public character. What his grandmother might have gave him affection and security, but let's face it, she probably wasn't prepared to help him deal with the challenges of growing up under scrutiny because T.I.'s son came with his own special set of demands and no parents. Despite being surrounded by a well-known family, King may have frequently experienced isolation in the photo, and it demonstrates how King's activities have generated public outrage over the years. Who could forget his viral prank featuring? In addition to being unattractive, the one-chip challenge with a homeless man caused significant criticism and prompted doubts about his judgment. When you combine that with the commotion surrounding his spectacular dental makeover, it begins to paint the image of someone who was having trouble establishing himself in his family and in the public spotlight, followed by his unexpected challenge to the late rapper Julio Fayo for a boxing bout, which some people found to be ridiculous PR. For others, it was just another obvious instance of King's tendency to become involved in unnecessary drama. The move was particularly eye-catching, especially in light of the tense public feuds in the music industry. It is becoming more and more obvious that King Harris has been negotiating a minefield of controversy, frequently entering risky situations without fully understanding the possible consequences. One event in particular stoked even more criticism was a furious fight that King got into with a Linear employee. The video, which was captured on camera and went viral very fast and, in the opinion of critics, exposed King's arrogant and entitled demeanor. And a lot of people viewed it as just another instance of King getting into problems for seemingly insignificant reasons. Then there was the historic incident at an NFL game where King got into a heated altercation with supporters in the stands, making it necessary for his father, T.I., to intervene in a startling and public demonstration by placing King in a headlock in order to defuse the situation. This moment became emblematic of it. For many people, this scene emphasized King's incapacity to control his temper, and T.I.'s difficulties in trying to control him under the intense spotlight of public attention only made things worse. When King was detained after police found weed in his car, he found himself in even more hot water. The news of his arrest sent him yet another round of condemnation, particularly when it was revealed that King had been. The public's reaction to King making music videos while brandishing firearms was swift, with many calling for him to stand aside and reconsider his course of action before things got out of control. Both T and Boozy publicly addressed the issue. Boozy, who offered a combination of tough love and caution, wasn't holding back when he called King out and urged him to reconsider his decisions before they had irrevocable effects. Ty, on the other hand, appeared to be torn as he attempted to. King Harris' life feels like a ticking time bomb as he juggles his roles as a public figure who expresses worry and a loving parent, trying to figure out how to mentor his kid without alienating him via pointless arguments and legal blunders. An image of a young man who is frantically searching for his place but keeps taking the wrong paths to get there is painted by his frequent encounters with trouble, which include public scandals and viral headlines. Highlights how unstable a scenario is, making one wonder if he's battling the tremendous burden of growing up in the spotlight, or if he's just rebelling without limits because of these ongoing. Constitute a covered plea for assistance, or are they the results of living without the right framework, discipline, or direction? With each occurrence, it becomes more clear that King may be dealing with more serious problems that transcend beyond his public persona, even a scathing response to those who criticize him for being ugly, such as, "If I'm the ugliest mother ever in this world, what does that make you?" provides a look into an aggressive and defensive side that may be the result of, with circulating rumors regarding King's purported download lifestyle and pirated information. Along with unrelenting online criticism and a lack of grounding support at home, many are wondering if the Harris family's attempts to defend him are genuinely helpful, or are a deliberate attempt to control the narrative. For example, recently published joyous family photos showing love and unity appeared to be an attempt to deflect attention from the mounting. Tiny quickly put an end to the rumors regarding King's paternity and personal life in these pictures, calling them clickbait and wondering how anyone outside the family could claim to know the truth. are not convinced, with some arguing that this step feels more like damage control than true transparency as rumors about King's preferences and leaked images continue to circulate online. His turbulent upbringing, several public scandals, and current circulating rumors depict a young guy fighting a difficult struggle without him. The constant appearance of quotes during. It's hardly surprising that King's life has become a lightning rod for examination given his early years and the way the public views their family through reality TV. Was the Harris family overly preoccupied with preserving their reputation to acknowledge King's difficulties? Or are they now desperately attempting to protect him as the spotlight becomes more intense and the narrative becomes more difficult to manage? Whatever the reality, one thing is certain. Obvious that this tale is far from ended and that there are still a lot of unanswered concerns. To begin with, why would Ty distance himself from his son King Harris? King's behavior has been a frequent topic of public embarrassment for the entire Harris family, not just Ty. From contentious public disputes and careless decisions to run-ins with the law, King's acts have frequently conflicted with the perception of a family founded on togetherness, respect, and King's contentious antics may be pushing the boundaries of his tolerance for someone like T.I., whose brand is built on his authority as a father figure and a rap legend. Every headline erodes T.I.'s reputation. Ty has been quick to brush off the persistent rumors that King may not even be T.I.'s biological kid, which have been meticulously developed, leaving many wondering if this could be the tipping point. Claiming that they are clickbait and vehemently supporting her family. But let's face it, these whispers have just fueled a fire that is already burning hot, supporting the idea that not everything in the Harris family is as it seems. As flawless as it appears, the fact that King lived with his grandmother for the majority of his childhood instead of T.I. and Tiny has just fueled the persistent rumors that critics are wondering if there's more to the narrative than what appears to be a distant relationship between T and King could be explained by these rumors, or is it just more drama surrounding an already complicated family dynamic? The combination of shame and it's easy to understand why T.I. might feel the need to take a backseat given King's spate of issues, leaked images, circulating paternity rumors, and ongoing conjecture about his preferences, which seem to be reaching their pinnacle. Whether it's an effort to preserve the family's image or just annoyance with King's decisions, the distance between. The gap between father and son appears to be widening by the day. So what do you think about everything? T and his family mishandled this. King's childhood, or is this just an instance of a young man defying the strains of this situation? Could the true cause is the paternity rumors, the cause of their tense relationship, or is King's actions cause the division? Post your opinions in the comments section, that like button, and remember to, for the most recent information on this, subscribe. Saga unraveling, and before you leave, watch the following video that appears on your screen. Believe me, it's even more juicy than this one. It's something you shouldn't miss.